Thanks South Chicago Packing for sponsoring this video. There's nothing better than a good old burger. There's a reason why we all love this thing, and that is because it's good. At the same time, there's many different ways to make them. We can make them cheap, we can make them expensive, and sometimes we can just make them huge. But today I'm doing something very different, as I'm using very advanced techniques to cook the most unique burger I've ever made. And this one might surprise you as much as it did me. So let's do it. And the very first thing we need to start off is the bread. But we're not using regular oat bread for this burger. No. This one is special. But at the same time, it is easy to make because it only takes 2 ingredients. And here we have the most important one. It's called table cream. You can make so many different dishes with it. The next ingredient is bread flour. And as always, remember, exact amount and ingredients always on the description down below for you. To make the dough is pretty straightforward. Just combine both of these ingredients together, mix it well, and make sure you mix it real good, and your dough is done. Now, of course, we do have to let the dough rest. To ensure that it's not going to dry out, I like to use clinch plastic. Just wrap it all up like this and let it rest for 1 hour. After 1 hour, your dough should be nice and relaxed and it's much easier to work with. After cutting a piece off, make sure you wrap the rest so that it does not dry out. I'm using a roller to open it up, but you can always use a bottle of wine. Just make sure you open it nice and flat and try to keep a shape of a circle. To make a perfect round shape, I like to use this bowl right here. This will give a nice presentation to the burger in the end. As you can see, once I was done, this is what it looks like. And this dough feels so smooth in the hand. By the way, this dough is so good that you can also make empanadas with it. And if you've never had an empanada, it is easy to make. Just add any type of filling you like. I'm actually using ham and cheese just to give you an example. Fold the whole thing in half and close it up with a fork. Deep fry it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit and you are left with something like this. And let me tell you something, it is nice and tasty. Oh, by the way, if you have any dough left, you can always deep fry them and eat them with condensed milk. This is just awesome and it is super easy to make. But now that we have our dough ready, it's time to jump on to the next ingredient. And I'm talking about cured egg yolks. Start by combining a little bit of sugar and salt together. Once that's done, add your egg yolks little by little. Make sure to leave a space between them. Then all there's left to do is to cover them completely with the salt and sugar mix. Make sure every single edge is 100% covered because you want to let them cure in your refrigerator for 2 hours. Once the 2 hours are done, just remove them and wash them in cold water. This will remove any of the additional salt. And as you can see, this is what you're left with. The perfect cured egg yolks. It makes a nice outer skin, but at the same time the inside is nice and gooey. It also gives a wonderful flavor, which I definitely recommend. Now we're gonna jump to the most important ingredient, which of course, if we're making hamburgers, I'm talking about the burger patty. Now there's nothing special about this beef mix. I like to use a ring mold to ensure that every single one is nicely shaped. Because remember, there's nothing special about making this patty. What it is special is how to cook it, which I'm gonna be using a very unique technique that I'm using for the first time. But once I was done with all of the patties, you can see every single one of them is exactly the same size. That is how you want them. But now that we have them ready, the next step is to cook them. So I first started by using a little bit of avocado oil. Set your cast iron to high heat and make sure that the flames of the cast iron is actually hitting the edges. And as you start cooking your burgers, the first thing you want to do is to season them. For that, I'm only using salt and freshly ground black pepper, nothing else. And remember, you want to cook them in an extremely high heat. And here's the technique. As you're flipping the burger, you actually want to ignite the oil for a second. Now when you're doing this, you gotta be extremely careful, but the flavor that produces is awesome. This is a very similar technique that they're used when they're cooking on the wok. That is why their stir-fried tastes so good. And by you doing the same technique with these burgers, it produces a wonderful flavor that you gotta try. Just make sure you do it nice and safely. Just keep calm because you know the flames will always die down. But as you saw this technique, once I was done cooking them, this is what they look like. Outside, they look like a regular burger, but the taste is very unique. And when I say unique, I mean good. Now, a burger is not going to be a burger without cheese. Honestly, you can use any type of cheese you like. And for today, I chose this one, which is brie. It has a very unique flavor that I really enjoy. Now that we have all of the ingredients ready, all there's left to do is to assemble the burger. So I first started with the dough, followed by the patty, of course the egg yolk, wrapped it around with brie cheese, and as you can see, it is almost ready. To make sure I have a nice tight seal, I like to wet the edges a little. Then I drag another piece of dough and put it right on top. I started by closing with the fork. To ensure I have a perfect round shape, I also used my bow. Cut out the excess, give that nice finishing touch with the fork, and my very unique burger is ready for the deep fry. To ensure that it's not gonna explode on me, I like to make a little tiny holes on the side. As you can see, once I was done, this is what it looks like. But now that I have 100% ready, all there's left to do is to deep fry it. And for that, I'm setting my deep fryer at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll be cooking it until it's nice golden brown. So now I say it is enough talking and it is time to deep fry it. So let's do it. Does that look good or what? And believe it or not, this is exactly what I used to deep fry that burger. South Chicago Packing Wagyu Beef Tallow, which also happens to be today's sponsor. South Chicago Packing is a 120 years old, 5th generation family-run business that started their business in the 19th century using horse carriages to sell meat products throughout Chicago. In the mid-1900s, they shifted to expert butchery and meat packing services, hence the name South Chicago Packing. In the 80s, they split it to 2 divisions, a sous vide custom crafted protein company and South Chicago Packing, a high-quality cooking fats and oil company. They united to provide both of their products to restaurants throughout the US. Then in 2020, they made beef Wagyu tallow available to home cooks like me for the very first time. And let me tell you, I've been using them ever since, even before they sponsor a video. This is the best Wagyu tallow on the market, and I have used it for so many experiments. I've deep fried brisket with it, chicken, burgers, and even injected to meat to have an incredible flavor. And the crazy thing is that it improves everything I use with it. It's currently only available in Amazon, so make sure you check out the link on the description so you can get some. Thanks South Chicago Packing for sponsoring this video, but now let's get right back to it and try this insane burger. All right, everybody, here we have our very interesting burgers.
They don't look like burgers.
They absolutely don't look like burgers at all, everybody. So I use some crazy techniques. I know. Well, I guess
that's the bun.
I guess that's the bun, huh? Look at that, everybody. That's an interesting burger when you offer to your guests. I promise you, you will be the talk of the party.
Imagine you go to someone's pool party and they go, "Hey, who wants burgers?" And then they come out, "Here, have your burger."
It's I don't know if it's look like a burger or if it looks like a one of those UFO machines. You know what I mean?
It does.
It does look like that. But what's important is the taste, everybody. So I use some crazy techniques on these burgers, and you tell me when you are eating it if there's anything that you feel different about it, or you you want to go right to the middle. You don't even want to taste the dough, huh?
I want to taste it all.
All right, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
I only got the dough, everybody.
Wow.
The dough is amazing.
This thing is delicious.
You got some gooey egg. I see your gooey egg right there. Talk to me. Good? That face, that tells me that it's good. I haven't even gotten to the center yet, everybody. Look at that, Angel. Go for it.
It's good, man.
What? It's so smoky. That works really, really good. The burger technique, everybody. Not smoky at all, Angel. I cooked that on the cast iron. What? Yeah, I know, right? This is phenomenal, everybody.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Like,
it is very unique.
It leaves a little taste in your mouth. It's like,
And the egg yolk, it's super creamy. This is a huge winner, everybody.
It's so delicious, bro.
You know, when we made the Heaven's Chicken, something very unique, this is kind of like that, you know what I mean? If you have not seen the Heaven's Chicken, everybody, make sure you check it out.
That was so good. I want some of that right now.
I know, right? I'm telling you right now, everybody, yes, it's a little bit of work, but all of these techniques, every single one of them worked like it was meant to work. The burger, like we said, is extremely smoky. The egg is extremely creamy.
The egg kind of like fused with the cheese.
Cold everything, yeah. But look at mine. My egg is super runny. You can tell that it's runny, everybody. Look at this.
Mine's runny, but I've been trying to keep it all in there.
Total success. Now, the dough, super easy to make. 2 ingredients, everybody. You can add a little bit of more salt to give even more flavor, but it's not necessary. I didn't add any salt.
Don't put salt.
Don't put salt. You really like it, I can tell. Tremendous success, everybody. I hope that you not only make this type of burger, but at the same time use these different techniques, which I've just learned as well. Anyway, guys, these are the results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe for future videos. Remember, if you are interested in any of the equipment I use, everything is always in the description down below for you. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
This is the best empanada I've ever had.
Some fancy empanada, Angel. This is a fancy empanada, everybody. See you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.